What's up, everyone?
What up?
Yep, welcome back to the channel once again. I am joined once again by the Austinator and another good friend of mine, Andrew. So
Hey.
we are here today to discuss our picks for most anticipated releases of 2022. This can count
Yeah.
with movies, seasons of television, and even video games. Like I said, with my list, I always like to be very inclusive. So, how's everyone doing tonight?
I'm doing good. This came from a really crappy stream, but I'm gonna be. I'll feel better here.
Yep, it's be a fun little stream. Probably won't go as long as usually do for reasons, but yeah, well, it's gonna be a fun stream.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a weird year, isn't it? Now that
Yep.
because the irony is that I turned 23 in 2022. Like,
I'm gonna turn 22 this year.
that's nice. How you doing, Austin, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Just
Yeah.
fighting the good fight,
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So, what should the order be? Like,
We can do.
yes.
I think the movies can be like our since
I mean,
movies
as
are like the
far as
big.
like
I think we can start with. I
maybe,
think we'll start with games, then TV shows.
I mean, not like that, but as far as like the orders, like maybe I'll go first, and then
Oh.
and then, do you want to go after me, Austin, or do you want to go last?
I don't care who goes.
I can do whatever. I'm still making my list, so
I read my
All
list,
right.
but I don't care.
All right, so we'll probably have you go last, so you still have time to make your list. So, or if that's
yeah,
okay.
that sounds good.
Alrighty, so I guess I'll start it off. I guess kind of go a bit negative as far as movies that I don't want to see, but I'll make this
Okay.
brief, so I'll get into my actual picks. I'll say this right off the bat as far as honorable mentions for movies that I am excited for, but didn't make the list, although it was really close. I'm still really excited for Top Gun Maverick. I guess I'll bring that
Ooh,
one.
that's a good one.
Yeah, huge Tom Cruise fan. Like, War of the Worlds is still my favorite thing from him that I've ever seen. So like anything that he pops in, like I love a lot of his movies. A Few Good Men, Mission Impossible, which spoiler alert for one of my picks on this list, by the way. So yeah, great actor.
Yeah,
So
I feel like from that one trailer we got, it looks like his character Maverick might pass on to a new generation of air pilots.
yeah. So yeah, really excited for Top Gun Maverick. So that's one of the movies that almost made my list, but I'm still really excited to see it. Another one, I'll say it broke my heart that I couldn't put this on the list, but it was just all about circumstance. I really wanted to put The Flash on this list.
Oh, that movie. That movie's got a lot of controversy.
Because Ben Affleck is going to have his one final outing as Batman. Apparently, Michael Keaton's coming back. And I am a fan mostly of what Ezra Miller has done in Justice League. Like, I guess even in the Joss cuts, like he wasn't that bad. It was just bad jokes he was forced to say. So for the most part, I am a fan of what Ezra Miller has done for this DC franchise. But admittedly, because as someone who was personally a fan of what Zack Snyder has done with where his story was going to go, as someone who was personally invested in where that story was going, I'm not really a fan of the fact that the Flash movie is supposedly going to erase.
Yeah, thanks to Randolph.
Yeah. I'm not going to go all boycott this movie or anything like that. It's just any excitement that I did have for this movie has sadly died out. And not only because they're erasing the Snyderverse stuff, but it's just the fact that overall DC is a mess and we don't know what movies this Flash movie is following up. Is it just its own standalone thing? is it following up the Snyder Cut or Justice League, or we don't know where in the timeline it's gonna be.
I guess it's
So,
Justice League because that's what WB considers canon.
yeah, unfortunately, although you don't really see people going to that movie anymore, do they? When they watch Man of Steel and PVS, I know.
Yeah, and supposedly, this Flash movie, from what we're hearing, is gonna erase those events.
So yeah, those were honorable mentions as far as, like I said, with Top Gun Maverick, something I am excited to see. It just didn't make the list. And then something I don't want to see now with The Flash. So with that being said, oh, and one more honorable mention, actually. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out in February, I believe. What are y'all thoughts on this? Did you hear that this was coming out?
No, I did not.
I did not, and I don't care to see it.
It's kind of going the Halloween 2018 route where it's ignoring all the other sequels and it's going to be right after the original, only it's so many decades later. They're even bringing back the survivor girl from the original film, that Sally chick. I mean, it's not the same actress, but it's the character they're bringing back. And again, they're going all Halloween 2018 where I think it's the thing where she's traumatized and she's going to want to go after Leatherface or something.
No one of those, huh?
So yeah, I'll say this because as someone who loves Halloween 2018, I don't like it when movies just think they can just rip off the same plot points and think they can just cash in off of it. But I'll say this: it was actually the teaser that was released about a couple weeks back that actually got me a bit excited to see this. It looks like it's gonna, tone wise, it looks like it's gonna be more or less what the original film was, and it's just the teaser was a good first impression, and I liked what I saw in it, and I'm hoping this will be a good one. It's not going to theaters though; it's gonna be just straight to Netflix apparently, so that may not be a good sign. But I'm not like excited to see it, but it's piqued my interest enough to where I will check it out when it comes out. Now, my actual picks, my top 11 most anticipated releases of 2022. And no, what I'm about to go into, my number 11 is not a joke. My number 11, the untitled Mark Forster directed live action animated Thomas the Tank Engine film.
I'm not surprised.
I've been waiting for this movie for a while because it was on my list for last year, and just no info has come out yet, and the movie hasn't came out yet. So it's a movie I'm still waiting for, because yeah, I am unapologetically still a Thomas fan, especially with the Ringo Starr episodes, the George Carlin episodes. I mean, come on, that's like pure childhood nostalgia right there. So, and especially for y'all who know what the state this franchise is in right now with that shitty All Engines Go cartoon, how could I possibly be excited for this film? One word, or at least one name. Mark Forster is directing this. And if you guys saw Christopher Robin and y'all like what he did with that, then
the live action movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the fact that he's on board directing this, it gives me hope that this won't just be a 90-minute All Engines Go movie. Like, hopefully this will be like more or less like an actual Thomas movie. And I'm hoping it's the same kind of film that he made with Christopher Robin, like an actual story-driven movie, a character-driven film. And I'll say this, when I hear that this movie is going to be blending live action and animation, on the live action side,
Roger Rabbit,
I am hoping at the very least that this could mean a return to how the original show was, with just all the live action models and all that kind of work. So, and as far as but when I hear animation, I do worry that this may just be a 90-minute theater All Engines Go movie. But I have enough hope in this movie, at least to put it on my list. That you have a good, capable person directing this film. And just the potential of what this movie could be, again, is what puts it on my list. So it's not actually confirmed that it's going to be coming out this year. Like, they haven't set a release date yet. So for all we know, this film could still be a couple years out, a couple more years out or something. But just on the offset that they surprise us, this film does come out this year. Yep, it's going to be on my most anticipated list every year until it comes out.
Okay.
All right, number 10, Mission Impossible 7. Kind of going back to a bit of Tom Cruise discussion here. I adored Fallout. It was probably the best the franchise has had since the 4th movie. Although 5 is probably my personal favorite of the series, but I digress. I know for a lot of people, 4 is like probably the fan favorite. But I don't know. I'm not like a Mission Impossible nut. I'm not like, it's kind of like how I said about Ghostbusters, where I'm not a fanboy of this series, but I do like them fine. It is one of my favorite things that Tom Cruise has done, and I love seeing just what kind of crazy ass stunt he'll do movie after movie.
Yeah, and I also saw, I think someone covered on the news where like he dove off a ramp on a cliff.
So yeah, and just the fact that both this and the next movie is kind of like a two-parter, I guess they're saying it's going to be, and I guess it's going to close out this franchise. So hopefully they'll do it. Hopefully they'll do it on a good note, and that it can all be satisfyingly closed out.
Okay.
On another note, though, something that I think could bog this movie down is kind of like what happened with Eternals, where too many characters, too many story ideas, and that it all just ends up crumbling underneath its own ambitions or whatever, kind of like what Sean Chandler said about Eternals.
Okay.
But you still got capable hands on board. I think this is the same guy who directed Fallout, so they kind of have a consistent vision going through. So I'm excited for this, and hopefully they'll close it all out on a high note. Okay. Number 9, I want to see what y'all's thoughts on this is. Scream 5.
Oh, that's very soon, actually.
Yep. I know it feels kind of weird putting this on the list since it comes out in just like a couple weeks, but trailer sold me. I was already excited just off of the notion that we're getting a new Scream movie, but a lot of things were rubbing me the wrong way, admittedly. At least only the fact that they were giving this a January release, which, if y'all know anything about January releases, that's normally like dump month.
Well, Morbius was going to be in January.
Yeah. So, what are your all thoughts, guys? Any excitement for Scream 5?
Not really, because I never actually seen any of those Scream movies.
Austin?
I'm not overly excited, but I'm interested.
Yeah. And for a while, I was kind of worried that this may have actually been a reboot, and that that we weren't actually gonna get a sequel to 4, but it looks like this is actually gonna be Scream 5, even though it's just called Scream. But as you can see here, like, yeah, I'm just gonna call it Scream 5, so there's no confusion. Got Kavari in here, the Batman. I assume that's your pick for most anticipated of the year.
Okay.
Got Drew in the house. What's up? But yeah, I got a lot of expectations for this film. Again, I'm hoping that it actually is a follow-up to all the other 4 movies. But if they, and I want Austin's thoughts on this too, if they do something, because here's the thing, people have joked about this with the Scream movies for years, but hopefully they won't be dumb enough to actually do it. If they make one of the main 3 characters a killer in this film, Austin, what do you think? Would that be like an "Are you fucking kidding me" kind of thing?
If it's done in a way that actually makes sense and it works, then I'm all for it. But otherwise, it'd be like, well, what's the point?
Yeah, it's just also the notion, like, they've been the protagonist for this long, so So I feel like just on a pure story level, everything they've all been through together, it wouldn't make sense that all of a sudden one of them would snap and be a killer. It kind of feels like a random thing to point out because that's not a rumor. It's just something people have been joking about with the Scream movies for years. But I'm just bringing it up here. If they actually pull that lever and actually do something like that, I am going to be really pissed off if they make one of the three characters the killer. But all the same, the trailer really the trailer had the right vibes. It still feels like Scream. It looks like Scream, even though it's not Wes Craven directing anymore. It's the I don't know if you've seen this movie, Austin, but it's the people who directed that Ready or Not movie who are directing this.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah, horror. A lot of horror fans will know. But so overall, having those people on board, I feel like they were the right people to do this. And hopefully, even though they're saying that it's going to be a much more serious Scream film, at least in tone, than the other films, hopefully they'll still have that playful nature that all the other movies have had with the meta nature of the characters and the story and all that. So hopefully there'll still be some semblance of that in this film. So yeah, really excited for this one. Comes out in a couple weeks. Number 8, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Huge surprise that the last film was. Because it's actually kind of funny with the first Sonic movie. I was already getting really excited when they did the redesign and put out that new trailer. So that was already getting me excited. Anyway, like, all right, this is actually looking really good. And the movie was really good. Like, it was, at least for me, I thought it was a great video game movie. And because I'll admit that it was a pretty safe, familiar kind of plot. Like they played it very safe. But I actually feel like that you need to do that. So that way, if you do any sequels, you're like, all right, with the first film, you get this one. You can play it safe. But people will probably expect you to go more bold and new with the sequel, and based off the trailer, it looks like they are.
Yeah, it looks like the sequel is going more of the video game route, than with the Chaos Emeralds, Tails, and Knuckles and all that.
So I'll say this: I am really hoping that they can keep. I'm really hoping they can keep the momentum going with this, and that hopefully it won't just be a lightning in a bottle thing where only the first one is good.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey's rocking the Eggman mustache.
Oh yeah, and that's nothing. Jim Carrey was so good in the last one.
Papa's got a brand new stash. Ha!
Yep. Thoughts, Austin? Sonic 2?
It's about to be fire.
Yep.
Fire.
Yep. And I'm excited to see Tails. And come on, Idris Elba as Knuckles.
Do I look like I need your power?
Oh, that was so awesome.
Where are my men?
Knuckles is the character I'm probably excited to see most, even like probably above Robotnik.
Oh.
I don't know, man. It's like Idris Elba is another one of those kinds of actors, and I'm sold. This looks like this should be a fun ride. So yep, Sonic 2, number 8. Number 7 is something I actually almost didn't put on my list until it was starting to dawn on me the other day. Something like the true nature of why they're making this movie. So then I started to think, all right, I see what you're doing there. It actually sounds really genius what you're doing, actually. So it went on my list. My number 7 is Lightyear.
Oh, yeah.
Because at first I was like, this, because I know I'm like, of a very specific majority that I actually liked Toy Story 4. And I actually personally thought they were actually, like, I didn't just like the movie. It was another good Toy Story film. Like, I actually thought they were able to justify why they were continuing the story beyond 3. I thought it was a very moving picture. So with all the stuff in the Toy Story franchise they've done to this point, I've never felt cash grab out of anything, if you get what I mean. And this, on first glance, when they announced it, it screamed cash grab.
Oh.
It was just starting to rub me in all the wrong ways at first, not getting Tim Allen back, and don't get me wrong, I was like, it did get me kind of intrigued, casting Chris Evans, but I was just like, why are you doing this? There's already a perfectly good Buzz Lightyear cartoon from like the 90s, I think it was.
Okay.
But what put it on this list for me is that I don't know if it's actually what they're going for, but I saw it in a conversation somewhere in one of my Discord servers, is that maybe it's possibly still an in-universe movie where it's the real Buzz Lightyear guy, like in universe with Toy Story, who ends up inspiring the Buzz Lightyear toy. So if you get what I mean, if that's the angle they're going for, that's clever.
Yeah. I mean, imagine Captain America saying "to infinity and beyond."
Oh yeah, I actually like that they did that in the trailer. Like it's like you think they're actually gonna say the whole thing, but cut you off right at the end.
I mean, Chris Evans has done this before with Avengers Assemble.
Yep. So this should be nothing new for him.
I mean, if this is the origin story for Buzz Lightyear, we could see what the real version of Emperor Zurg is.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. Like, maybe we could see Zurg in this.
Or we can have the alien. Oh.
Yep. Thoughts, Austin? Lightyear?
To be quite honest, I'm not really interested in it. I'm just... when I saw the trailer, I was just like... I just didn't really care for it, to be quite honest with you.
It's like a whatever film for you?
Pretty much.
It's understandable. Again, overall, like, maybe the one thing that's still sticking with me is, like, why didn't they do this? Like, maybe there's a reason, but it's just like, you really couldn't have gotten Tim Allen back for this? I'm sure he would have loved to actually do a Buzz Lightyear movie. But nevertheless, it's in good hands with Chris Evans. He's a perfectly capable actor. And it's nice to see that they're still trying to keep him relevant after departing as Captain America. So I'm all for it. It looks like a really fun ride, and I cannot wait to see it. And I think it's June when it comes out. Yep, Lightyear, number 7. Oh boy, this is gonna get us all talking. My number 6, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh, okay.
Because my anticipation is probably not what everyone else's is, because a lot of people are probably excited for that. Oh, it's Sam Raimi directing and all the cameos that could be in the movie. I'm excited for all that too, because if the rumors are true and Hugh Jackman is going to be in there, dude, that'll be my No Way Home moment where I am weeping in the theater.
I agree. That'll be pretty sick. But in my
opinion, I was gonna say, but my main anticipation is just simply the fact that Doctor Strange just quickly became one of my favorite characters in the MCU just off of his first movie. So again, I'm excited for the fact that it's Sam Raimi directing. I'm excited for all the cameos that we could possibly get in the film. But I'm just excited. But my anticipation mainly is just seeing more of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, like, I mean, we had him in No Way Home, but I think that since this movie's being directed by Sam Raimi, we could have a reunion between him and Toby.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like maybe Toby and them could show up again. Like it's
multiverse, maybe we can see Doctor Strange visit the Sam Raimi universe.
Yep. And I think that's just another way, like something that No Way Home really did for me, because I have been burned out on Marvel this year. You have no idea. And and don't get me wrong, I never ruled the Doctor Strange 2 out. Like this was always the one where I still felt like, yes, I am really excited to see this film, despite my Marvel fatigue. But I think seeing Spider-Man No Way Home and just like that was the film that made me feel like Marvel's finally got their groove back. because I've been underwhelmed by everything else in Phase 4 so far. So I think that because I think it took the excitement that I've always said I did have for this movie. I think it just elevated. Like I actually have a hype for this film again. Excuse me, real quick. So yeah,
and yeah, I'm excited for this movie, and I liked how at the end of the trailer you basically show up the Strange Supreme from the What If series.
Oh yeah, that was like the big shock in the at least when that part was showing. Mm-hmm. Thoughts, Austin? Doctor Strange 2?
Well, I'm excited for it mainly because it actually makes me feel like that the Marvel shows aren't a complete waste of time. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of with Zach. I was feeling a lot of Marvel fatigue. It got to a point where I'm like, oh god, there's another Marvel thing coming out. Like, geez, like. Because I'll be honest with you, and then the Marvel shows really weren't that great. I'm going to be honest. Like, so I'm glad that at least What If and WandaVision are going to be tied back in. And I know that these shows will be tied into other things, but it's just, I don't know. I'm still kind of feeling Marvel fatigue. Like, Spider-Man No Way Home got me out of that fatigue a bit, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, like I kind of just wanted a break from all like the MCU stuff because it got to a point where I'm like, oh god, here we go again, another Marvel cinematic universe thing. Let's do it. But I'm intrigued with all the cameos and that will be in it. But and seeing Evil Doctor Strange was cool. Otherwise, I mean, I'm excited for it, but just again, I'm just at the point now where I'm like, how much room left in the tank do I really have to go see another Marvel thing? And honestly, I don't even know if I'll even see it in theater because I did say to
us.
Well, not necessarily. I might still see it, but at the same time, I'm just like, I really just don't. The direction that Marvel's going in, it's just I'm not that excited for it.
Yeah, like I said, I've been, with the exception of No Way Home, I've been feeling very underwhelmed by a lot of Phase 4.
Like, here's the thing with me. WandaVision was okay. Like, I think everything up to the finale, I thought WandaVision was good. Yeah. And then after that, I'm like, yep, that was a disappointment. Falcon Winter Soldier was okay. Loki wasn't good at all. What If was kind of hit and miss. And Hawkeye was good at the beginning.
Doctor Strange episode was the best in What If.
Agreed. And also the Hawkeye series, I thought the first half was pretty good, but the last half just went downhill. And even the movies, like Black Widow was okay. I didn't hate it, but I was just like,
I really didn't like Black Widow.
Shang-Chi was good. Like, it wasn't great, but it was good. Eternals was bad.
I fell asleep during Eternals.
I cannot remember a single character's name to save my life.
Me neither. I don't even remember the plot.
And honestly, really the only Marvel thing last year that was really a home run was No Way Home.
Yeah.
And, I mean, a lot of that was because...
I mean, that brought back all 3 live-action Spider-Mans together.
Exactly. And that was really one of the reasons why it probably was a home run. And granted, I'm not saying the movie wouldn't have been good without Tobey and Andrew, because honestly, it might have been good without them, but I think the movie was better because they were in it. So
yeah, I mean,
because it alleviated a lot of my concerns, because I thought it was just going to be pandering, fan service, just to give. No offense to those fans, I just thought it was going to be there to give people their Tobey and Andrew boners back, but the way they were able to, with how they interacted with Tom Holland on a narrative, on a purely through narrative, the way they, they gave their stories and how they all related off of each other, like that was clever. They weren't just there just say, we're here again, you happy now?
Yeah, they actually had a part in the story.
Yeah, so really, it was really worth it just for the fact that they were able to be significant to the story. But yeah, overall, Doctor Strange 2, really excited for it. And as I said before, even when I was really feeling the Marvel fatigue, there was always that thing with Doctor Strange 2 where I always did have a kind of hype for it, just because, for me at least, it was to see more Doctor Strange again, because he's probably my favorite character in the franchise right now, considering who's left.
Yeah.
So that's what it was for me.
Can I say one thing before we continue?
Yeah.
When I've got the show and when we were talking about the Spider-Man thing, I love this shot here.
I don't know if I can show it yet because it
might be
copyright. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, only Kavars and chat, but okay.
But yeah, I saw it, and that was a great shot, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall,
go ahead.
So yep, Doctor Strange, number 6. All right, my number 5. Like, y'all probably don't watch the show, so this is probably just more a personal pick for me. Number 5 is Survivor Season 42.
Never seen it.
Yep. Like, my reasons are just usually the same. Survivor, next to Clone Wars, is one of my all-time favorite shows. I love the gameplay. I love the strategy that goes into it. It's just a great show. I loved the last season, even though there was a lot of political stuff that went into it, but we're not getting into that. When it wasn't getting political, it was still the same thrilling, strategical game show that I've always loved so much. So hopefully Survivor Season 42 will be more of that. And see, Survivor Season 42, number 5. All right. This might spark the biggest conversation, at least for all three of us, out of all my picks. My number 4 is my pick for most anticipated comic book movie of the year. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Ooh.
I loved Into the Spider-Verse. It was so good. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, I ranked Into the Spider-Verse as my number 2 of the Spider-Man films, with number 1 being Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Because I think one of the things with the original Spider-Verse film that really was starting to kind of make me think, okay, this movie might actually end up being something really special, was like the opening with how they're kind of meta referencing all the other films. Like, there's the Spider-Man 3 dance. Is like, yeah, we don't talk about that. So it's like, doing stuff like that is like, okay, I think this movie is going to be something really special, actually.
Yep. And it looks like from that small teaser, we're going to actually go across the multiverse, not stay in one place.
Yep. And it's a Part 1, so overall, when Part 2 comes out, there'll be 3 of these movies. So Spider-Verse gets its trilogy, and I'm like, fuck yes, because it deserved a trilogy. And maybe more, depending on how this film goes, I'll probably never end up saying no to anything Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and I think that with this, like, other than like 2099 and like Japanese Spider-Man, we might see more versions of the character. Heck, maybe we can see like the version of Peter Parker from the animated shows, like the 90s series or the PS4 video game.
And more Spider-Ham, please, because he was a fucking delight.
Yeah. And to me, when I saw the small team, it looked like even though it takes place right at the end of the first movie, the two have grown, got older.
Yep. Thoughts, Austin? Spider-Verse 2?
I think this movie's going to be really good. I'm in the camp where it's in my top 3 Spider-Man films. I think it's in my number 2, actually, of Spider-Man films. I rewatched it recently, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And based off the trailer, oh my god! And me being a 2099 mark, I'm excited to see Miguel O'Hara actually get like a movie, actually him in a film. I want him in a lot of other things. I want a video game based on him. Like, I know he was in Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, but I want a standalone 2099 game.
And eventually, to see him in the live action movies too.
Yes. But you know what? And Oscar Isaac's going to play him, so I'm interested to see how he does 2099 justice. I think this movie's going to be really cool. Yeah.
Ooh. He's got a lot of comic stuff going on lately.
I want to see him I want to see them kind of cross over into like some of the anime stuff. I'll go more in depth when I get into my list, but I am looking forward to Across the Spider-Verse, and I don't know what kind of villains they're going to have for it, but I hope it's awesome.
Nice. So, yep. Not much else I can say because I think we could all agree is that this is pretty much the first one was pretty much a revolutionary, game changing, not just animated film, but just comic book movie in general. So there is a lot of hype and a lot of expectations for this film too. Because here's the thing, at least with my stigma with sequels, my expectation is that, oh, it better be better than the original. Because not that a sequel can't be better, because sequels have been better. Empire Strikes Back is, for most people, is better than the original Star Wars.
Yeah, Raimi Spider-Man 2.
Yep, and Toy Story 2 over Toy Story 1. So sequels can be better, but that's never been my expectation. Like, I just want another really good sequel. Like that's always my expectation. So hopefully that's what this will be, and that is my number 4.
Okay.
Oh boy, I don't even know if I don't even know if I want to say my number 3. This is probably gonna piss so many people off.
Can't be that bad.
I mean, not just the fact that it's something I'm excited for, but the fact that it's this high on my list, that I am this hyped and excited for it.
Wait a minute, is it gonna be Halloween Ends?
My number 3, Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh, I was wrong. Okay. I doubt people will be pissed by this.
It's just, I know a lot of people didn't like Fallen Kingdom.
Well, yeah. I think this one can redeem it. I mean, you're gonna have the OG Trinity come back: Sam Neill, Laura Dern.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm excited for. That is not the thing that I'm excited for. Like, I am excited for the main plot with the dinosaurs being on the loose out there, like they're actually out there in the world and stuff. So yeah, because that's what I was gonna say is that my pick was probably gonna piss so many people off, because I know a lot of people didn't like Fallen Kingdom, even though I did. I liked Fallen Kingdom, but I know it's not the favorite for many.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the movie is gonna be like the final one in the series, because why bring back the original 3 people? I think it'll be funny to see like Chris Pratt and Sam Neill work off each other, and like Sam Neill gets annoyed by him.
Yep. But yeah, this is pretty much another, I guess, one that's kind of defined by nostalgia, with wanting to see the original actors back again. Again, that's not my main draw to it. Like, I am excited for the overall story that there's going to be. But admittedly, a lot of it, the fact that because the story alone, again, with dinosaurs being loose in the world, it put this movie on my list somewhere anyway. But admittedly, with it being this high on my list, is admittedly because you got the OGs coming back. I'll bite the bullet there.
Okay.
So that's my number 3, and yeah, to ruin the momentum with mentioning that other movie, because all right, I know I am being very, very predictable, because my last 2 picks here, going by process of elimination, you probably know what's left that I haven't talked about yet. The question is, what will be number 2? What will be number 1? I'll say this. My number 2 is my pick for most anticipated movie of 2022. My number 2, Halloween Ends.
I expected it.
Again, this is my pick for most anticipated movie of the year, which that probably spoils what my number 1 is. But where to begin with this? There is so much pressure on this movie, not just to be good, not just to be another good Halloween movie, but to be the definitive end, finally, for once, to this story John Carpenter and all them started in that original movie. There has not been a landing this hard to stick since Rise of Skywalker with Star Wars. I really think there's that much pressure on this movie, because it's not that there's so many plot lines that they got to wrap up. It's just in general, there's so much pressure on this to be a satisfying ending because of this franchise's past history. With you'll have a good movie, but then the next sequel will fuck it up, and it's just been kind of over and over like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, since a lot of people put the last movie in worst movies of 2021, I wonder if this movie will fix it.
Yeah, because I'll say this, I loved Halloween Kills. I was satisfied with a lot of the directions that they went in that sequel. So, and I'll admit, because the original plan for this film was to also take place on the same night as 2018 in Kills. It was like all three movies set on one night. But now this movie is going to, story-wise, jump forward 4 years.
Okay.
On the one hand, I'll say the positives about this change, like why I think it could work. On the one hand, it could be kind of good to have some, to kind of go forward a bit, let some time pass, because you're all about letting the characters process what's going on, and the fact that, and just the whole town process the fact that literally half of their population, like literally probably about half of their population, was massacred by one person. Like Michael Myers really fucked them up in the last movie. So on the one hand, again, like I'm saying, that could be a good thing, to let some time pass so that our characters and the town as a whole can kind of recover from this, process what happened.
Okay.
Now for the negatives. Jumping forward 4 years is going to raise the obvious question of, well, where the hell has Michael been all this time? Are they going to end up saying that he had done nothing those 4 years, that he's just now showing up again? All that kind of stuff. I'm remaining hopeful, even though there's a part of me that is really scared that they're going to pull that lever again and be like, you know what, we're making money off of these, so let's just make more. I really hope that at least for this timeline, that it is the last one. And I want to see what Austin thinks of this when I'm done here, but because y'all don't understand, like I said, just how much pressure there is on Halloween Ends to be a good movie and a satisfying end. Because if they fuck this up again, they will not be able to reboot it again to try and get it right again. Because John Carpenter isn't getting any younger, and neither is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. So at least, she looked like a granny in the last movie.
So at least for this timeline, trying to redeem the original storyline, this is their last chance. They probably will not be able to try and get to get this all right again.
Yeah, because if they F it up in this movie, whew.
Thoughts, Austin, on all that I was just saying? Halloween Ends?
God, I hope it's the last one.
And how about all that as far as with all the pressure that this movie has on it?
Honestly, I'm only really excited to see if this will actually be the end or not, because if it ain't, I'm gonna be pissed.
Again,
people thought Fast 9 was gonna be the last.
No, they got 10 and 11 planned with that, but I digress. Halloween Ends again. Like, I don't know if Austin is in this particular mindset, but at least for me, like I said earlier, I feel that with the franchise, there has not been this hard of a landing to stick since Rise of Skywalker with Star Wars. And we all know how that turned out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Because again, if they fuck this up again, they won't be able to reboot it again and get it right again. You think?
Honestly, I think the only way we're gonna find out is when the movie comes out.
Yep. Because, yeah, I'm taking a huge gamble putting it this high on the list, actually allowing myself to be this excited for it. Because I'm gonna level with y'all. If they fuck it up again, I will probably
They're fucked.
Yep. Then, as like I said, for me, if they fuck it up again, I I will probably end up walking out of the theater more disappointed than I was with walking out of X-Men Dark Phoenix. Like, it could top that as the most disappointing movie experience I've ever had. So again, I know I was kind of going into a lot of negatives there, but again, I am remaining very hopeful that even though they were changing a lot of the story bits for this movie last minute, that I'm really hoping that they're going to be able to stick the landing. And when we're all on here on October 14th, talk about this movie, hopefully we won't be needing booze. I'll say that much. So yep, Halloween Ends, number 2. All right, now I really want a discussion for all three of us with this one.
I think I have a feeling what it is.
It's like, because I'll say this again, Halloween Ends was number 2 on my list, but it was my pick for most anticipated movie of the year, if that makes sense.
I think I can give a hint of what this number 1 is.
My number 1, Kenobi.
Oh, okay. Did not expect this.
I adore Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. It is still to this day my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. And why? And you're probably saying, why you talking about just Revenge of the Sith? Ewan McGregor was in all 3 of these. I mentioned Revenge of the Sith specifically because I loved him in all 3 of these movies. But specifically in Revenge of the Sith, Ewan McGregor gives, and I'm saying this with a straight face, he gives in Revenge of the Sith what is probably still my favorite performance that I've ever seen from any actor. So a lot of this stems from it being Star Wars, and I think it's just as much the fact that Ewan McGregor is still my all-time favorite actor. Not just from Kenobi. There's a lot of other stuff that I love seeing this guy in, but admittedly, Kenobi is obviously the highlight.
Cool.
And because just announcing the fact that Ewan McGregor is coming back after so many years, that already had me excited. But then I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the fact that we also got Hayden Christensen coming back.
I was there I was there during the Investor Day when we reacted to the news, remember?
Yeah. So, how do y'all feel about the fact that they're getting Hayden back too? Like,
I think it's pretty cool. I think it could redeem himself. But here's the thing, like they say he's gonna be Darth Vader, which means he's gonna wear all that armor.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Hayden in the suit, which I like that. Like, keep
here's
that
the thing, like when Anakin has the Vader armor on, he sounds like James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know how that will work.
It could surprise us, like, and that it'll be James Earl Jones' voice again, but
yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, also
here's the big thing. I actually want to see what y'all think about this, because I don't know if it's crossed your guys' minds. What has me excited for Kenobi, not aside from the fact that just in general, it's Ewan McGregor finally back again. On a pure story level, I'm hoping that this is where they're gonna go. Y'all remember in Return of the Jedi, because Luke is trying to turn Vader good again. He sees the good in him. But Vader says, Obi-Wan once thought as you did.
You think it'll be shown in here?
Yeah, I think this will be still a point in Obi-Wan's life where he still feels empathy, like guilt.
Well, here's the thing, like they said that this show is gonna have like a rematch between the two, but
that's where I think it's gonna be. Like during the rematch, I think Obi-Wan will be trying to.
But hold on, won't that retcon their meeting in A New Hope? Because when they meet each other in A New Hope, it's been years.
Well, Kenobi is only taking place 8 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, so here's the thing, like
overall, it was 19 years later. At that point, it was a span of 19 years. So at where Kenobi is going to take place now, it'll still be another like 10 or 11 years before the events of A New Hope.
Yeah, the reason why I was just saying that because if they have a rematch here and then meet each other again in A New Hope, that wouldn't make sense.
I think at least purely timeline wise and all that, I think it makes sense. But what do y'all think about that? That this is a loose end basically that they could cover from Return of the Jedi. At this point, we never seen Obi-Wan actually in that mindset about Vader. So how would y'all feel if that's what the show is? Like it's still that point in Obi-Wan's life.
I think that could work. I mean, like I think
like
it would be
try
funny.
to appeal to Vader's humanity still.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I think like if this show like leads into like A New Hope, imagine if they like put makeup on Ewan McGregor to make him look like Alec Guinness.
That'd be so good. All right, thoughts, Austin? Kenobi?
I'm excited for Kenobi. I'm definitely a huge fan of the Obi-Wan character. Ewan McGregor. I like the prequels especially. So I mean, it's cool seeing him back and Hayden coming as Darth Vader. If they have, if it's done right, I would like to see a confrontation between Kenobi and Vader, as long as it's not done in a way that's stupid. But otherwise,
and that it would screw with the continuity,
pretty much. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it.
And something else, and like one last thing, I hope this movie this show that I hope the show does on a story level. I don't want it to be purely all emphasis on action, because this is gonna be 6 episodes. So at least for the first couple episodes, I want it to purely be like this deep psychological character study on Obi-Wan. Like we particularly like we see bits where he's hesitant to draw his lightsaber out of this guilt and maybe even trauma over what he had to do to Anakin, that kind of stuff. It's small little tidbits like that I hope they'll actually have the care to take and explore.
Okay. I think that we can try.
Because again, I'm not saying no lightsabers, because obviously we're gonna have that rematch with Obi-Wan and Vader. But at least to start, I hope that it's mostly, you get what I mean? Like, I hope that it's not just all action and Obi-Wan swinging his lightsaber, because that's not that there is to him as a character. He is really this compelling person, and he's always been my favorite character in all of Star Wars. All of media, actually. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
So if this can be everything that I hope it'll be, it could rival Clone Wars, the Clone Wars show, as my favorite Star Wars content I have ever seen. It could at the very least join Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars in my top 3 of the whole franchise.
Okay.
So yep. So many hopes for Kenobi. So that is my list for most anticipated of 2022. And it's going to be like every year ever, where other things will come out that will take me by surprise, and I'll be like, all right, that was the thing that happened. But as far as what I'm actually excited to see, these are my picks. All right, Andrew, take it away.
Okay, well, I think one of my picks is like a video game I want to check out, and that's not till 2023. Let me scratch that. Well, I think yeah, I think that some of my movies were from your list. Like, I want to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I think like this movie is gonna be pretty nice, incorporating elements from the game, and seeing Jim Carrey as Eggman again will be pretty awesome. Yeah, and let's see what else. Yeah. Oh, and I also want to check out Black Adam.
Ooh, a little bit of DC in there.
Yeah, I think like from what the DC fandom show, it's gonna look like it's gonna be a dark movie. This movie is something The Rock has been pitching for years, and it's gonna have the Justice Society of America. So I think that movie's probably gonna kick ass. And yeah, I also want to see Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Love the first movie. Can't wait to see what universe Miles explores in this movie. I also want to see Lightyear. I think that movie will be a pretty cool origin story for Buzz Lightyear. And I thought of a fun way. I think it would be a fun way to incorporate the Toy Story movies. It's like maybe like it's a movie Andy watches and he asks his mom to get the toy for his birthday.
Like that could be how the movie ends. Like that.
Yeah.
It's not like personally how I would end the movie, but still, I'd be open to that. That'd be pretty.
How would you end it then?
Well, for Lightyear, mostly for me, it would just like the whole movie on a story level, and not end up being a movie within a movie. But like this is actually the story of the Buzz Lightyear person who ends up inspiring, like, oh, let's make a toy about this guy, and then we end up seeing the toy in Toy Story. Okay. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm kind of hoping the movie is.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can do that.
But again, like it could go either way. Like the original Buzz Lightyear cartoons was like a movie within a movie. It could be like a neat little reinvention of that. So like either way, I think either one would work pretty well.
Okay, yeah. Now also, I want to see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I think that movie's gonna be very trippy. I want to see how this movie comes after the events of No Way Home, and I think we're probably gonna get lots of cameos in that movie too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I want to check out Top Gun Maverick too. Yeah. Oh, I also want to check out The Batman.
Oh, that's another one. That's another one I forgot to mention. Is like I'm excited for it, but it just didn't make my list.
Yeah, the trailers look like it's gonna be badass. It's gonna be dark like the Nolan movies, and it looks like Robert Pattinson will be a kick-ass Batman.
Yep. And I'll admit, all 3 trailers we've gotten so far have been amazing, but I think I still like that very first trailer the most.
From 2020?
Yeah. Like, I'm vengeance. Like, oh, those. Like, I have my reservations about the Batman because I'm not one of those toxic shills that, oh, it's not Ben Affleck, so why should I give a shit?
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't get me wrong. My whole stick is that I loved Ben Affleck's take. And maybe I think that's why it isn't actually on my most anticipated of the year, because I'm excited to see it because I'm always excited to see a new Batman movie. But I guess it's more or less like the wound, I guess you could say, of Ben Affleck leaving, I guess, is still too fresh.
Yeah. And I think I'll give the Flash movie a chance because I'm a fan of Michael Keaton as Batman. And I love the Burton movies. And I want to see Ben Affleck if this is his last time as Batman. But if these rumors we're hearing are true, oh boy, I don't know what to say.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, what else?
I actually want to make one more honorable mention real quick. Or maybe it was on your list, but I am pissed that I don't want to see Aquaman 2.
Oh, I think I know why you said that.
Yeah, then that's the thing. I know what you're thinking. You're pissed off that you don't want to see it? Because here's the thing.
I think I know why you're pissed off.
Yeah, because on a pure story level, all the directions they're going with the characters and the plot and the narrative, I was like, yes, these are all things I wanted to see because they're bringing Black Manta back and even other little things that maybe him and Orm are working together. Like, yes, these are great, interesting. These are great, interesting directions to go off of from the first movie. But it's Amber Heard.
Yeah, that was the reason.
That's all I'm saying. Because again, with all the directions they're going story wise and all that, is like these are things that make me want to see the movie. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You can go back to your list.
That's okay. Let's see what else. What else is there? Let's see. There's also coming in Morbius and Uncharted.
It's actually funny. When I went and saw No Way Home, the trailer they played for Uncharted was actually the first time I'd seen anything about that movie.
And
it looks fine. I can't really see anything on if it's faithful to the games because I've never played the games. I know what they are. Obviously, I've heard of Uncharted. I just don't know the actual story, so I can't really say if this is something that looks like it'll be faithful to the games. I can only just say that it looks like a fine, okay looking action movie.
Yeah. And Morbius, man, that movie got just pushed to April.
Oh yeah, and it has now been delayed more times than New Mutants.
Yeah, 7 times.
Yep.
And I'm hearing that, like, I think that they might like add some more stuff in there because, like, maybe more Michael Keaton Vulture and maybe even one of the other Spider-Man.
That's what has me intrigued.
Yeah, maybe
is that
maybe
is this really? Yeah, is this really in Tom Holland universe? Is that like,
or maybe Andrew Garfield's?
Like if this can be the film that really starts pushing the fact that Sony's doing their own connected universe, then Morbius should be a pretty significant film for them, more so than the Venom movies.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and also I want to check out the 2 Tom Cruise movies because I like the dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think the dude almost kills himself sometimes.
Oh yeah, did you see? Because you probably talk about Mission Impossible 7 is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Did you see
I saw the set video where he drove a bike off a cliff.
Yep. And did you also see the thing where he was pissed off about how people?
I don't ever want to see it again, ever.
That was funny. I mean, I'm saying obviously COVID isn't funny, but it's just seeing Tom Cruise go off like that.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Christian Bale rant from Terminator Salvation.
The fuck are you doing?
I want you off the fucking set, you prick. Yeah. All right, what else?
Think for one fucking second.
Yeah, and also, did you forget that Illumination's doing a Mario movie?
I have no interest.
Yeah, I figure, because, I mean, Chris Pratt said, like, he's going to be, he even tried the It's a Me, Mario.
Yeah, they're not even doing the Italian accent. So it's like,
yeah, for some reason.
You know what this movie feels like? This movie just plainly and simply feels like them not having a care in the world about, like, we worry, we want to try and get this right. We want to be faithful to the games. No, it just simply feels like them wanting to have another star-studded cast to make money off of, and they're willing to use the Mario brand to do it.
Yep, and well, I'll see what they do. See if it's trash or if it's good.
Some of the other casting choices feel okay, and it's not just the fact that Chris Pratt was cast, because he could probably take any role and make it pretty good, because he was actually cast to also be in a new Garfield movie. Like that, I actually like that better. Because Chris Pratt's snarky Star-Lord type humor, like he has that sarcasm, like that seems like an okay fit for Garfield. Like,
okay,
like it's not like a movie I'm excited to see, but it's like, as someone to cast for Garfield, someone who could, fit his snarky wit and his type of humor. Chris Pratt's not a bad choice. So, so baffles me why they, because I think they even said something that they didn't even ask the original Mario actors to be involved at all.
Well, actually, they have Charles Martinet.
And that's the original voice actor, right?
Yes, for Mario.
Then why the fuck didn't you cast him? I bet you he's pissed off about that. Like he's probably
I can imagine him. I can imagine him swearing in the Mario voice, going, "Mamma mia! He didn't cast me myself."
Yeah, he's probably not saying anything right now, but I can bet you that he's probably pissed off that, as to the extent that they have him involved. Like, it's like, you not even have me a voice of this character? Are you a fucking kidding me?
I've been in Mario for 20 years.
Like, fuck you. Maybe this film.
I've been Mario since 1996.
Maybe this film will come out and it'll probably just be this okay, harmless kids movie. But I'm not expecting anything faithful to the games. And I'm not going to lie and say I'm a Mario expert. But it's just, it's just for what I know about Mario, just in general, I know probably not to expect anything faithful to the source.
Yeah, and also I want to see Jurassic World Dominion. I want to see how they end the franchise, bring back the original cast one more time and all that. Yeah, yep. I definitely want to check that out. Let's see. What else? Let's see. I was gonna say, crap. Most of the things I can think of are like movies. I don't know if there's any good TV shows other than Kenobi.
Like that's probably gonna be the big one. At least at least of the Star Wars releases they have planned this year, I have a feeling that Kenobi may end up being even bigger than Mando.
Yeah, I mean, look at Boba Fett's on right now.
Yeah, and I'm hearing not so great things about it. I don't think even Rob and Anzo liked it very much from what they were saying.
Really?
What up?
Okay. So yeah, and let's see. Am I missing anything? Oh look, Pineapple Pizza fans here.
Yep.
Let's see. Did I say them all? Okay, so Batman, Uncharted, Top Gun, Black Adam, Lightyear. Oh, I forgot to mention him. You know that in Lightyear, you know the classic green suit he wears.
Oh yeah, like that suit looks badass. By the way.
Yeah, it looks like a more modern take in this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like he won't like get that green suit till like maybe like near the final act.
I'm guessing maybe halfway through, like, and there's an action scene or two, like an action scene in the middle, an action scene in the climax.
Because you can tell like that one shot where he's in the locker room and he sees the green suit and he smiles.
Yep, it'll be maybe it's like in the beginning of the film. It's like he sees that suit, and it's kind of like the dude in Iron Man 1. He's like, "Next time, baby."
Yeah, like maybe like he knows that he'll get that suit someday.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see.
There's a lot of potential with Lightyear. I'm actually getting more excited for it the more we talk about it.
I had a feeling you would. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I can't think of any video games I want to see this. I want to try this year. I was gonna say Marvel Spider-Man 2, but that's not till next year.
Yeah, I think it was delayed to next year, wasn't it? Like
no,
like
I think when the first game trailer came out, it said 2023.
Oh right.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's not, I will say that game looks like it's gonna be kick ass, bringing in Venom and Kraven.
Yep, and I think Tony Todd, is that the one where Tony Todd was saying he's voicing Venom?
Yeah, the Candyman's voicing Venom.
Tell everyone
we are Venom.
Yep, dude, that's like it's perfect.
Yeah,
so that's your list.
Yeah, well, I think that's most of my movies. Yeah, most of my list includes some of the movies you said on your list. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. So I think that's most of them. I can't think of any good TV shows.
That's understandable. All right, you almost ready, Austin?
I'm ready.
All right, let's hear it.
All right.
All right, I got 17 picks for.
Whoa, 17.
Yep.
Alrighty.
My number 17 is actually going to be Uncharted. I am a big fan of the games. I've played all of them. Other than Lost Legacy, which that was just I liked the main 4 games that came out for Uncharted, and I'm interested to see how this. Like, the trailers look at least somewhat accurate. I know it's going to be an action film, which is fine because I know they're not going to be able to do a whole ton of puzzles and stuff. Because Uncharted's technically also a puzzle game as well, but I'm excited to see how it is and if it's good, and it looks somewhat accurate, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I forgot to mention that the recent trailer ended with showing Mark Wahlberg with the Sully mustache.
Yeah. My number 16 is Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. Like I said earlier, I'm excited for it. Honestly, this might be one of the last real Marvel films I actually watched that's new, because honestly, yeah, it's been rough. And honestly,
it's gonna be the end of the multiverse saga.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, I'm excited for it. My number 15 is actually a video game, Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, a Sonic game.
It's the new Sonic game that's coming out. I'm looking forward to it mainly because the last Sonic game wasn't as good, and from what I heard, they took a lot of time and quality control for this one. So, and it's gonna be basically kind of like the Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild Sonic game. So, I'm excited for this one. Number 14 is actually gonna be Hogwarts Legacy. That's the Harry Potter game that's coming out supposedly 2022. I don't know if it's actually coming out 2022, but let's hope it does. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and
initial release date 2022.
And from what I heard, it's gonna be like a free roam game, and it's gonna be set before all the Harry Potter games, like your own character in Hogwarts. It's gonna be awesome. I just want a cool like Hogwarts game where you're just going around, going to classes, killing Death Eaters. That would be pretty awesome. My number 13 is Top Gun Maverick. I love the first Top Gun, and the sequel I hope is really good. My number 12. My number 12 is Kenobi. Huge Obi-Wan fan. Love the prequels. Can't wait for it. Number 11, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
I forgot about that game. That's part of my list too.
Love the Lego Star Wars games. In particular, I think the complete saga is great. Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Saga is pretty good. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens was all right, but this one is going to be the biggest Lego game yet, and I can't wait to see how the Lego games do everything justice. Number 10. Nah, I don't think so. Number 10, Moon Knight.
I forgot about that show. That's part of my list too. I think that Moon Knight's gonna look kick ass.
Yeah. Moon Knight is probably one of the more underrated Marvel characters for me, at least. So it'll be interesting to see if Moon Knight will be done well, especially since it's a Disney Plus show. So hey, maybe it'll be good. Let's hope. Number 9, Halloween Kills. Mainly because I want to see how it ends. If it ends... wait, no. Halloween ends. I mean, Halloween ends, not Halloween Kills. Fuck. I just want to see how it ends, Because, honestly, if it ends in a way where it doesn't end the series and it ends it badly, oh, God, it's going to suck. If it ends it well, it ends it, in a way that actually ends the series off on a good high note, then, hey, why not?
Like I said, if they fuck it up again... Because then they won't be able to try and fix it all again because John Carpenter isn't getting any younger. Neither is Jamie Lee Curtis. So I think you'd agree. This is pretty much their last chance.
Yep. One last ride.
All right. My number 8, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is the Rocksteady game that's coming after Arkham Knight. So... I'm interested to see how they're going to implement the Justice League here, and I'm interested to see how the story's going to be. I don't think you're actually going to kill the Justice League. I just think they're gonna pull some cool epic twist. But if you do kill the Justice League, that's going to be pretty awesome. If you're going to fight the Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman,
that'd be pretty weird. It looks like they're being mind controlled by Brainiac.
That's what I think it is, and honestly, it looks pretty solid. I don't know, like I kind of have to play the game first, but otherwise, I'm interested. Number 7, Gotham Knights. Hopefully it comes out this year. Hopefully. Because once again, one of my more anticipated games of 2021 didn't come out in 2021. I was hoping for at least a release date this year, but nope, we didn't get that. So if it gets delayed, I'm going to be really pissed. Because I was disappointed last year fandom when I didn't see they didn't have a freaking release date. I was like, shut that shit off. I don't want to watch it anymore because I was so disappointed. So, let's hope it comes out this year. Number 6, Black Adam. Look, this movie looks badass. Dwayne Johnson really wants this to happen. So, hey, why not? And it looks pretty cool. Number 5, Morbius. Huge fan of the 90s Batman animated series. Or no, Spider-Man animated series. What the fuck am I talking about? The Morbius storyline was pretty cool there. It'll be interesting to see how they do Morbius and what they're going to do, what Spider-Man's going to be in that universe. I think it's going to be Andrew Garfield because that would make somewhat sense. It's because it's part of its own universe. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Number 4, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Big Sonic fan. The first Sonic movie was pretty good. The trailer looks fucking awesome. The Chaos Emeralds, Tails, the plane, Robotnik has a mustache. Knuckles, it looks awesome. Maybe we'll see Super Sonic. Maybe in Sonic 3 we'll get Shadow the Hedgehog. I know we're looking into the future, but God forbid, this could be a franchise.
I hope this becomes a little universe.
I hope so.
The possibilities are endless.
I think it will be. Number 3, God of War Ragnarok.
Ooh.
Loved the first God of War game. It is probably the best PlayStation exclusive that's come out. Because I just think from a story perspective, it's a beautiful game, terrific story. It's just perfect. And with Ragnarok bringing in Thor, the Norse god Thor, and also just it's going to be great. It is probably my most anticipated game of the year. And I expect this game to be probably one of the best games. I really want this game to be really good. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Like I said, big Spider-Man 2099 fan. I'm interested to see what kind of villains they're going to have in it, like what kind of universes they're going to go to. I just think this movie is just, the animation already looks like it's going to be outstanding, just like the last one. I think everything's in place for this movie to be good. Let's just hope they don't fuck it up. And my number 1 is The Batman. I am a huge Batman fan. I'm probably the biggest Batman fan. I know I have the Spider-Man profile picture, but Batman is probably my favorite hero. And the trailers already convinced me that this is going to be a kick-ass film. I can't wait to see how Robert Pattinson does it. I think I hope he does really good with it. I think he will do good with it. And I just want to see how this take of Batman's going to be. I just wonder how this interpretation of Batman is going to actually be compared to the other ones. So overall, that's my list.
Sweet. Oh, and there's one movie I forgot to mention when we were talking earlier. Right after I said the Mario movie, I was going to say, speaking of Illumination, there's going to be Minions: The Rise of Gru. I forgot that was even coming out.
I don't care about Despicable Me anymore. Because I don't think anything they came out with it recently has been bad. It's just they keep making it. And it's just like, okay, this franchise started showing its wear and tear with Despicable Me 3.
Ah, okay.
I like the first one. I like the second one. And the first Minions movie isn't that bad, even though that really screamed cash grab. Let's make money off of what are the most popular characters. But I didn't mind the first one. Despicable Me 3, things started feeling pretty tired story-wise, and Minions Rise of Gru, I'm just like, it's not something I'm really angered over. It's like, really, they're still doing this? It's just like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
More with Illumination, I'm more invested in the Sing franchise. Like, that is a much better story.
Sing 2 just came out a few weeks ago.
Yep, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite movies this year, or last year. But yep, very good list. I guess that's going to wrap it up for all of us. Unless there's any last things y'all want to bring up.
I think we covered much every big movie this year.
Very good. Want to thank Pineapple Pizza Fan coming in. Yep, there are a lot of good ones coming out. I'm really excited.
We got a whole new year ahead of us.
Yep. Want to thank Kavari for coming in. Drew popped in for a little while. Want to thank y'all for coming in. And anyone who watches this, like I always say, don't slander my pals here for what they're excited for just because it doesn't fit your little bias. Our opinions are always going to be different. We're always going to be excited for different things above other people. So just be civil. Comment down below what y'all are excited for. And again, just don't slander anyone for what they're excited for, because opinions are opinions.
All right.
But that is going to do it for us.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yep. So, Andrew, my friend, where can they find you at?
You can find me on YouTube and on Instagram and on Twitter at Andrew Gusali.
Yep. Hashtag make Raimi Spider-Man 4. Woo woo.
Yep.
All right. Austin, my buddy.
Well, you can find me on my YouTube channel. Now that I'm back in the dorm, now it's a little quiet. Now that the internet's better, I'm hoping to do some more streams. My streams will be coming back this Saturday, so be sure to look out. I got 2 planned for Saturday, 1 for Sunday and 1 for Monday, so go check those out. You can find me on, Guy Scar's channel for the Hangout. We did Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett Episode 2 review. I'll be on there basically every Wednesday. Find me on Sundays, usually on Chris Knight's channel for the weekly wrap-up. And you can also find me on the Chaos Central channel as well for the Book of Boba Fett Roundtable. Wasn't on there last time because I was at somewhere. And you can also find me on Twitter, and you can find me on everybody else's channels at this point. Find me on Twitter at TheOzAir17. Sometimes I tweet, sometimes I retweet, sometimes I don't. It's a lottery. Go check me out. Zach, thanks for having me on.
Anytime, my friend. So that is going to do it for us here tonight. I just want to say real quick, I want to thank everyone who's been subscribed to my channel for sticking with me, because I know I promised a lot last year as far as full-on movie reviews, but I kind of mostly just focused on Halloween, which I guess that was kind of my fault. But I do really want to try to broaden my horizon, like actually start reviewing a lot of the things that I say I'm excited for and give y'all a lot more of what you subscribe for. And I am going to try and go live on the 14th for a review of Scream 5 when that comes out. Hopefully I'll be able to have some guests on. We'll review that movie and re-rank the franchise, including the new film. So that's pretty much what I got planned. Other than that, I'll just try to review anything when it comes out when I'm able to. And yep, it's going to be hopefully a much better year than last year. So with that being said,
here's hoping.
We will see y'all next time. Take care.
Oh my God, it's Alfred Molina.
Dr. Octagonopus.